Radio. Hey, everybody. It's D here with Delay Radio, your host and the hostess with the leastest, I guess, because I do so terrible with introductions. And,
the worst ever.
And I have the one, the only Jethro.
Hi.
You guys, that's how you know him. You know him as Jethro. Then I have
Jethro.
The Honch.
Hello.
Who always does the that.
Whatever that is.
I don't know.
It's like the German guy from Super Troopers.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh, mein Porsche.
When's that second one coming out?
It's
Not
out, isn't
soon
it?
enough. Is it
It's
out
out right
now?
now?
I thought it was out.
Why the hell are we here?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to think about that later. So on this, everybody, on this week's episode of Delay Radio, we have bears.
The Bears.
More the bears. More bears. There's 2 bear stories.
Oddly enough, 2 bears sitting down here too. Weird.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have some stories from the web, the interwebs, from Reddit.
Reddit this time, yeah.
Reddit
we're
this time.
upgrading in the world of
We're all upgraded.
internet questions.
We've moved on from the old search engines to the newer Reddit.
No, I'm still stuck 20 years ago. That's where I find all my stuff.
So Honch hasn't. He's still living in the past. So without further ado, Honch, would you like to go first this time?
Yes. Canadian zoo fined after taking bear out for ice cream. I heard about this as I was driving the other day. I was in another state, and I was driving around, and I heard this story on the news, and I was like, I have to look this up because this is ridiculous. So apparently this zookeeper wanted to give a bear a treat, so they threw it in a car, and they took it out to one of the local, like, Tasty Freeze kind of places. They literally drove this thing through the drive-thru, and the people at the drive-thru, they got pictures of this bear in the car, and then of course it went viral, and that's how everybody got caught.
I saw pictures of that.
Yes. Right there, as a matter of fact, on my phone, there is a bear eating an ice cream out of the window of a car, which is horrifying. So,
Did he escape?
No, he never escaped. Nothing actually ever went wrong. Nobody did anything that was like the bear didn't get out of the car and like massacre a busload of children or anything like that. It was just like
He just wants a small vanilla.
Yeah, they were like,
dip.
hey, you didn't poop in the pen today or like rub it on your face, so we're gonna go get you some ice cream. Congratulations on your achievement. So they took this bear to the Tasty Freeze, scared the hell out of everybody, and then
Where was that? Where did that happen at?
it was in Alberta, Canada.
Oh man, the Canadians.
Over there from Canada, eh? Oh,
there.
don't you know?
You don't. It's okay to take a bear out for a blizzard.
You can take a bear to the Dairy Queen, but you can't make him eat.
Yeah, that's right there. Yeah, he likes scratching at the Reese's Pieces there.
That's my favorite part of the country, mainly because of the accents.
Oh yeah,
I mean, some of my favorite accents. I spend a lot of time in North Dakota and Minnesota.
You like that Canadian
nobody
accent?
lives. Oh yeah, it's my favorite. The best thing is like the women there, because you'll see like this smoking hot lady, just gorgeous lady, and she'll be like, "Yeah, bud, what do you want? You want a beer? How about some cheese? Can I help you, bud?
Bud. Yeah, bud.
Yeah, bud.
Take her down, bud.
And I'm just like, wow, how does your husband? Where did you meet him? Like, what? God, it's just awful.
See,
just
I like
awful.
the British accent, but it's only because for some reason the British accent just makes them sound like way smarter. than they
Oh, for
probably
sure.
are.
But did you guys know? Did you guys know that according to a source that I haven't verified, that
That doesn't actually exist.
Some unverified document.
yeah, that the British accent was actually fabricated.
Really?
That-
By Madonna?
That they made it up because what they wanted to happen is that when people were leaving the country to come over here, they wanted to make sure if they came back that they were treated as foreigners and that they could distinguish them. So they did it with accent. And
Really?
they formulated the accent and then they taught it in school over a period of time, like phonetics and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The British accent is made up.
That's screw you, Harry Potter.
Unfact check.
The British accent is made up.
Yeah.
I can't wait for somebody to look at Snopes to figure out if that's
Yeah. Somebody
D's lying. D on Delay Radio's full of poop.
Yeah. What does he know?
What does he know?
Well,
How dare you?
that's why I tried to give the caveat that I haven't been able to fact check anything.
Mister, I have my own podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's official. We put it on the internet. Screw you, Britain.
Now we're just mad at you for having an accent that you made up.
Well, I always thought that if anybody made it up, it was going to be like Madonna, because she was born in like Flint, I think, Flint, Michigan.
Oh,
and all of a sudden she's British now, and I don't. Well, I mean, as of like 15 years ago, she's British.
Yeah,
Isn't it kind of weird though? Like when singers they sing, they like all of a sudden they lose whatever accent they have.
I always wondered
Yeah,
about
I
that.
don't get that. Does anybody know why that happens?
Don't care. It happens.
Laurel or Yanny?
Nobody cares. Laurel or Yanny.
Oh gosh.
That's weird. I didn't hear either of them. I heard, screw you, no one cares. The Kardashians of the internet.
Excuse me.
God.
Did you hear? Did you hear what Trump said he heard? Did you see that commercial?
Oh no! Please tell me.
No.
Please tell me.
They show it to him, and he goes, "I hear Confifi."
Confifi.
That's funny.
Oh my God! Way to be different, Donald Trump. Way to be different. I didn't hear Laurel or Yanny. Again, no one cares.
No one cares.
My wife asked me about that. She's like, I want you to listen to this and tell me what you hear. And she was like all frantic. Like I thought there was like an emergency and I had to listen to something and it was going to like save the world or something. She's like, you got to listen to this and tell me what you hear. Do you hear Laurel or Yanny? And I went, what? And she goes, hold on. So she sent me the clip and I'm listening to it. And I'm like, I hear Laurel, I hear Yanny. And she's like, you heard Yanny? I heard Laurel. I'm like, great. So what does it mean? She's like, I don't know.
She says, I want a divorce.
Yeah.
I want out. Get me out of here.
Cool. I want half.
There are
I want
people
half.
where they just get they get crazy, and a lot of times it's like when they're hot and they just start ripping their clothes off. I'm hurt. I can't take it anymore.
That is so not how that happened, but it would have been sweet.
Yeah, I was just imagining that's how stuff like that plays out.
You'll see like the next like mass shooting. They'll ask the shooter why he did it, and he says, "I heard Yanny."
I heard Yanny.
But his first name is Laurel. That's why he became so conflicted.
Oh God.
So
Nice.
Speaking of being conflicted, that's not a real segue. I'm just gonna make it one.
We'll just
That
pretend.
was a terrible segue.
Jeff, I know.
Speaking of confliction,
Yeah.
We'll make you conflicted with these questions.
Yeah. So, but yes. Jethro, take it away.
Take it away. Well, okay, so we upgraded from Yahoo questions to the Ask Reddit subreddit.
Yeah.
And so this comes from username Mario the Master 245.
Mario the Master.
Yes. He says, what company's slogan would be horrible for another company?
oh God, I'm thinking McDonald's. I'm loving it, and probably what's Dulcolax, anti-diarrheal.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm loving it.
Oh, nice.
X-Lax. I'm loving it.
So the best answer on Reddit is we heard you for Facebook.
Oh, that's fine.
I could think that the worst one that I could think of is if they took the Nike slogan and put it for the Plan B pill.
Oh God, just do it.
Just do it.
That's funny because I was thinking, I literally Nike and Dr. Kevorkian just went right into my head.
Dr. Kevorkian.
Yeah, Dr. Kevorkian,
Or like,
the doctor-assisted suicide guy. Just do it.
The Gatorade's Obey Your Thirst for Clorox bleach.
Oh yeah, Tide Pods.
No, that would be like Pringles. Once you pop,
you just can't stop. Oh, stupid kids. Oh, boy. Oh, have another Tide Pod. Oh my God. Yeah, Tide Pods. They just don't look good. They don't look yum.
No,
I'm not thinking so.
Yeah.
There's more. Like, what if? What is the slogan for Kit Kat?
Oh,
is that?
give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
I feel like they could do that.
could
like
totally go pro.
like an STD drug.
Break me off a piece of that hepatitis C.
Herpes.
Oh, I was watching Beverly Hills Cop the other day.
Oh yeah, great
And
movie.
You know that scene where he walks in.
Axel
I would
Foley.
like to speak with Achuel Foley.
Yeah.
And then he goes in and he's talking to Victor Maitland and he's like, or he's talking to the guy about Victor Maitland and he's like, what is it? Tell Victor that he might have some herpessyphilis 10. Need to let him know before things start falling off on the man.
Yeah.
I couldn't help
about
but laugh
that.
hysterically.
I forgot about that. You guys should watch that clip. It's probably on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sure there's.
Yeah. It's on there. One of these days we'll have Luke back, and then we'll be able to listen to stuff. We can listen to stuff.
That's
We're
so
not
We
that
do
sophisticated.
have to be careful with that for copyright material.
Oh, that's right. That's
So-
right.
Oh, well, we'll just reenact it ourselves then. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll just
reenact the audio clips that we
Yeah.
want. That's a news.
Yeah, and we'll just whenever
Now
we want
you
to play
look at
someone
me.
else's music, we'll just cover it.
Yeah.
Now you look at me and tell me, no, make sure he calls me before things start falling off on the man. My name is Serge.
Serge.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Yeah, that's interesting.
God,
I never
what-
really thought about that. Slogans.
Yeah,
for
there's a
other
million of
businesses.
them. Just a million of them. Like any kind of Captain Crunch or, oh, you know what? Anything that
What
involves
is- what's
eating
Captain
and
Crunch's
then Tide Pods.
slogan?
We'll cut the roof of your mouth.
Now with razor blades.
We will cut you.
Oh, actually, disclaimer: Captain Crunch, as far as we know, doesn't have razor blades in it. It's just
Yeah.
sharp as razor blades when you put it in your mouth.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
They put in the crunch berries to soothe the top of your mouth.
What's that called? Slander or libel? When you say something bad about
Yanny.
Yanny? Okay.
Laura, I don't know.
I think it's slander.
I think
I'm pretty
slander
sure.
is when you say something that they didn't say or something like that. Or
No. It's
you,
when you make an accusation about somebody. Because
untrue.
I called somebody a dick once, and like a guy high up at my company was like, "That's slander," and I was like, "No, it's not. He's a dick."
Isn't that is it defamation? See, now I know why I didn't go to law school.
I don't know. This is why we're all sitting in a basement instead of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
We
sit in
know
a-
things. We'll just make it up.
Yeah. So
That's slathering.
Slather it.
Slathering. It's kind of like slithering, but slathering.
Kind of like something from a Harry Potter movie, but different.
A little different. It's like the same, but different.
Speaking of something that you thought was the same but different, a couple in China, Miss Su from Yunnan, China, bought a Tibetan Mastiff puppy. I do know. You guys know what Mastiffs are? They're typically like large work breed dogs.
It's a big dog.
We have like English Mastiffs and stuff over here. So they thought they were getting a big dog, a Tibetan Mastiff, which I don't know what a Tibetan one looks like. Maybe it's just
Free Tibet.
Don't cops use like bull mastiffs for their dogs sometimes?
I don't know. I think
I
so.
don't know.
Turner and Hooch. I think Hooch was a. I don't know.
I've never seen it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Hooch
Is that weird?
was
I've never seen that.
Yeah,
No, it's not that weird.
No, okay,
That's with
good.
Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, good movie.
Yeah,
It's a good
never
movie.
seen it.
So this couple, or the lady, she bought what she thought was a Tibetan Mastiff puppy during her vacation. She raised it for 2 years, and found out that it was none other than an endangered black bear.
What?
Yeah. So in West China, she was shocked to find out that the dog she had been raising, and I quote, for 2 years, it took them to realize that what they thought was a puppy is not a dog. They bought it during vacation.
Bears don't even look like dogs.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god!
it took, and in 2 years, that puppy weighed 440 pounds.
How tall was it?
I have no idea.
It doesn't say.
440
Yeah.
pounds. At what point were they like, hey, no more kibble for you, fat boy?
Yeah. What are you
We need
eating?
to take you on walks more.
Yeah. Well, they used to feed him like noodles and all kinds of
Oh,
stuff.
so it's just on a high carb diet. It may
Yeah.
have well been a dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then they
my
had to start
God.
feeding it the cow hindquarters.
Oh my God! Yeah, at what point are you like, you know what? I think there's something wrong. This dog won't even fit in the door
eats an
anymore.
awful lot. It sleeps all winter.
Oh, he was.
Real lazy in the wintertime.
He's 3.28 feet tall and weighs 440 pounds.
Now, what do you do? That's not like a goldfish. You can't just like flush it down the toilet or like let it loose in your front yard. Can you?
Or
Oh my
could
gosh,
you?
I don't know.
Pretty sure you can't. God, I would hope not.
You
It's
just
like
take the collar off.
That's so funny.
nobody will ever know.
No one will know.
Hey, you said that's in Japan?
That was in China.
In China. Okay.
You think their neighbors were all like, you think we should tell them that that's not a dog?
Yeah.
You guys walk that thing. What is that thing?
Yeah.
What is that?
And they're fully protected. And so they surrendered the bear to authorities, the environmental people. Took
Oh
the
my
dog, took it
God.
to like a refuge or something like that. But literally,
So-
oh my
so
gosh.
are black bears they're only endangered in China, or are they endangered here?
I think there's a black bear that's endangered there, like specifically. I don't remember what kind of dog. And then I just read a comment on the article from the Daily Mail, which is where I got this. From a man from Dublin, Ireland, commented again. This keeps happening.
Seriously? Like
This is
that's not the
multiple-
first time?
There's multiple times that a person thought they were buying a bear and
I would love
or
to
a
have
dog
bear.
and got.
I wouldn't
a
have
bear.
surrendered it though. I would have kept training it, and then eventually I would put a saddle on its back and I would ride it around.
The other thing that I was reading.
Have you seen those costumes that people wear? They're inflatable costumes. It'll be like a cowboy riding a bear's back or whatever.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, or
They're
like the
amazing.
ostrich.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I picture. That's what I picture when you say that. His little skinny legs hanging off
Get
the
a little
side.
cowboy hat on him.
Got like my costume. Shoot
Dang,
shoot down, man. So yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, you guys.
Whoa, you.
So
Speaking of bad news,
bad news?
another segue that doesn't actually work. But.
No, but we'll make it. We'll just accept it. That
So-
We're good today.
So I have another question from Reddit. This one's from usernames non-dual chimp.
what's a dual chimp?
What's a non-dual chimp?
Yeah,
So we don't care what a dual chimp is. I want to know what a non-dual chimp is.
it's a
Single chimp.
singular trip chimp.
Si-
Oh,
Or maybe
single
there's
chimp.
3 of them.
A single chimp.
If there's 3 of them, then it's not dual either.
Makes sense. People have the weirdest names.
Yeah.
Like Jeff.
What is the dumbest thing you have ever done, but in the format of a news headline?
Honch has a good one. I can see it in his. I can see it in your eyes.
Man poops on windshield down street from friend's house.
Did you really do that? You
Yeah,
really did?
it wasn't me. It was a buddy of mine, but yeah, he definitely did it on
That's
somebody's
awesome.
windshield. It was like there was a guy. So we used to go over one of my buddies' houses. Thou shalt not mention names on the internet.
Yeah.
And we would watch wrestling every Monday. And was it Monday Night Raw, and then Wednesday, whatever the hell it's called, where Stephanie McMahon is hot, whatever that one is. So we would all go over there every Monday and Wednesday, and we'd end up getting drunk, and we'd end up going outside, and we'd end up doing something stupid. One day I backed over someone's mailbox. I used to have a Chevette. I just demolished this person's mailbox across the street, and I went to pull forward, and it popped a hole in my gas tank. So I just kept driving. It was cool. And we would do things like that. And one day, one of my buddies took a poop on someone's windshield down the street.
Nice.
He was like, "I'm gonna go down there and drop a deuce on that guy's windshield," and we're like, "No, you're not." And he's like, "I am."
You dare me?
He literally
dare
went
me?
down there and stood on the guy's hood and threw mud all over the front of his windshield.
Jeez.
You double dare me?
double dog.
You double dogging me? You triple dogging me, man?
What I picture happening is that the guy goes down there the next morning, because obviously we weren't there because we're all stupid. So the guy probably went down there the next morning. I can only imagine him just turning his windshield wipers on, thinking he's going to get whatever is off his windshield that's on there. Doesn't know what it is, and it just yuck.
Oh, speaking of windshields, so this one time in high school, I had to take night classes because I skipped so much. And imagine that.
Oh, you two are on the same graduation plan?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Kind of, yeah.
Good for you guys.
A bit.
Good for you guys.
So what I would do is I would before going to night school, I'd drop by Little Caesars and buy a $5 hot and ready. And so I'm walking home from night school, and a buddy of mine, he's driving his car. And he pulls up to this red light, and I'm about to cross it, and he's like, flipping me off, like laughing at me, whatever, because I had to walk. And so the light turns green, and I take my $5 hot and ready, and I just throw it at his car, right? And it lands pepperoni down on his windshield. He comes to a dead stop. He's in the middle of the intersection. And he's trying to he's got his windshield wipers going, and it's just smearing it all over the place.
Best $5 ever.
Yeah. Best $5
Should have ordered it by the slice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. God, that's funny, man.
Man, I don't know what my
hot
headline would be. There's a few stupid things. I think one of my favorites though is boy chokes on pork chunk, coughs it up, still eats pork chunk.
Oh no!
I was eating at the table, and I put a large chunk of pork in my mouth, and I was eating it, and I decided that I was just done chewing. So I swallowed it, and I choked on it pretty bad. My dad caught on and gave me the Heimlich maneuver. I coughed it up onto my plate, and
still good.
About 45 seconds later, I'm just like,
just chew it up.
Still wanted to eat it.
Look, a new piece of pork.
Yeah, I know it's disgusting, but
I just made room for that.
Yeah,
anybody who knows you totally believes that story.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
I got one. Man forgets which hand is holding trash, throws phone into sealed garbage bin.
Nice.
Oh, I do the same thing, like the same stupid stuff. You ever do that where you're like, you got a glass bottle in one hand and you're walking, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, what time is it?
Yeah.
Smash everywhere.
Or I look for something and it's like on your head or in your other hand.
Oh my God. Where is my hat? I cannot find my hat. Oh, wait a minute. It's on my head.
I've thrown away a $20 bill before doing something like that.
Oh,
you have?
I'm diving.
I have.
I'm diving for 20.
Well, I didn't dive for it because at the time my pride was worth more than $20. But now I don't know. I think maybe I would go for the $20.
Oh yeah. Now that I'm married, actually that's part of the reason I had a kid was if I ever need to do anything stupid and I don't fit in there, just hey, why don't you go in there and get that?
Which is funny though, because back then $20 was probably worth more than $20 today by far.
Yeah,
$20 today is like half a Mancino sub basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a lot of pizza stories. I was just thinking about that. A lot of your stories stem back to I was eating this pizza and
yeah, but what's
one day while eating a pizza in my bomb shelter.
Aqua
Morta.
Oh, there's a story. We'll tell you about this after the after podcast.
Please
but
do.
I think that's all we have.
After the podcast.
Yeah. I think that's all we have for today, gentlemen.
Oh, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to do the delay radio.
But we still have to sign out.
Oh yeah,
and we have to tell people to email us.
Yeah, so send us a message on our Facebook. Email us at delayradiocomedy@gmail.com. Listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, all those Player FM.
Tell them about Patreon.
No, because I didn't know how to pronounce it properly.
I think it's Patreon.
Patreon?
There's an E in there.
Find us.
Yeah, I don't know. I've
Patreon,
seen it though. Not usually with Delay Radio stuff.
Donate or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, if you guys start giving us money, we'll start buying good equipment.
Yeah,
so.
We'll talk more about bears because we had
yeah.
bears and more bears and
also tell us what you want to hear about.
Slogans,
or don't want to hear about.
and don't want to hear about.
I'll be sure to cover all that stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of not wanting to hear about it, you have just listened to Delay Radio.